Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to get you styled up with Stitch Fix. Shopping's hard. It's hard. With Stitch Fix, you get a stylist, though, who understands your style, your size, your budget, and they do all the shopping for you.
Wow.
This is excellent. Shopping, I'm telling you, shopping and figure out your style, it's overwhelming. Let somebody help you when it comes to getting dressed. We don't know what we're doing, so we let Stitch Fix help us out. A Stitch Fix stylist there. They know what works on us. We get the prices that make us look really good, and it feels good. You get some confidence boost walking around knowing that you're looking decent here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just give the stylist our sizes, style, budget preferences. We order boxes when we want, how we want, no subscription or any of that required. And they send called Just For Me pieces as well. Like, maybe you'd like this, and it's awesome. Outfit recommendations, styling tips. You keep what you love, you send back the rest. It's super easy.
Yep.
You can do it, and we are doing it because it's excellent. Personal styling for everyone. Get started today at stitchfix.com/STM. That's stitchfix.com/STM.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about Rocket Money. It's the start of a new year. It's the perfect time to get organized, set your goals, prioritize what matters most. And for me, top priority is getting myself together here. Financial wellness, doing that, which that feels important, you know? Just feels like adult stuff that you have to do. And thanks to Rocket Money, my goals feel achievable now. They show me all my subscriptions in one place, help me easily cancel ones I forgot that I've been paying for, which happened to me. Absolutely happened to me. I had, for years, I was paying for something. I was like, what is going on here? Rocket Money found it and saved me lots of money since then, because it's been a while. So they did a great job here. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder today. That's rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder. rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hi, I'm Ashley Flowers, and if you're like me and grew up watching America's Most Wanted and reading Nancy Drew, then hi, you're a crime junkie. And I bet that passion for solving mysteries never went away, which is why we've assembled a team of reporters to dig deep into all the cases we still obsess over. Each Monday, my best friend Britt and I will bring you a case that you won't be able to stop thinking and talking about. So join us by listening to Crime Junkie wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder Express.
Yeah, and choo-choo.
Yay indeed, Jimmy, yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us all aboard the murder train as we pull away from the station here with another crazy episode, as usual. Let's see here. We're going down to Louisiana, down kind of south of New Orleans. So whenever you get south of New Orleans, you know you're going to get strange stuff going on here. So
that joint's on the water.
It's on the water. Let's talk all about it, though. We will definitely get to that. Before we do, though, you assuredly want to head over to shutupandgivememurder.com.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Get your tickets to live shows. Oh, my goodness, especially Chicago, August 12th. It'll be our biggest show ever. Still tickets available. Get in there. We're doing a Chicago-only live show. So you will see a show.
Pack this shit out. Let's go.
Let's pack it out. Yeah, you don't want Milwaukee to beat you, do you? Do you want Milwaukee? You want to say, our biggest show, it should have been Chicago, but it was Milwaukee? Is that what you want to hear?
And Chicago, what a town.
Oh, come on, Chicago, my kind of town. Get out there, Chicago. Shutupandgivememurder.com, as well as patreon.com/crime and sports is where you get all of your bonus material. Anybody $5 a month or above, you get everything, the whole catalog of bonus episodes and new ones every other week. One crime and sports, one small town murder, and you get access to everything.
You bet.
Let's talk about what you're going to get this week. For crime and sports, we're going to talk about theme park disasters. over the years.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun here. So everything from decapitations to silly things to all sorts of disasters.
Yeah.
And then for small town murder, we're going to talk about prison riots.
All
A
right.
little history of some prison riots and
Sounds great.
the roots and the origins of them and where they started and everything like that. We'll talk about all that and more. Patreon.com/crime and sports. And you get a shout out at the end of the regular show. So that is a wonderful thing as well, where Jimmie will mispronounce your name, of course.
For sure.
Who doesn't want their name mispronounced? You know, come on now. So do all of that. Keep your eyes open for your stupid opinions as well.
Yeah.
Apparently, we're very close to being able to put it out.
Awesome.
We've made it. It's ready. It's all ready to go. We're waiting for the business stuff. And apparently, things are starting to fall into place, apparently. We're very excited. I'm not going to give you a date because I don't know, and it could change. I don't want to be a liar again for the 400th time on this issue. So your stupid opinions is coming. We're so excited. Thank you for being excited and asking about it. We appreciate it very much. So do all of that. That said, I think it's time.
Yeah.
It's time to get into the madness here a little bit here. I think it's time for everyone to sit back. What do you say here? Let's all clear the lungs. If it's wherever you are. I don't care where you are right now.
It doesn't matter.
Where you got your kid's soccer game?
Good. It doesn't matter.
I want you to run out to midfield right now. Let those kids kick the balls around you. It doesn't matter. Arms to the sky and shout, "Shut up and give me murder." Let's do this, Jimmie. What do you say? Let's go on a trip, shall we? We are going down to Louisiana, like I said, way down in the bayou here. We're going to Marrero, Louisiana, which I'm sure is not how you say it.
It is, I believe. M-A-R-E. It's
M-A-R-R-E-R-O.
Yeah.
But
why
still,
that sounds so familiar? Somebody
I'm sure
I know
it's
is there.
Marrero or who the hell knows. Louisiana,
it's Marrero, I believe.
Nothing is pronounced the way it looks in Louisiana, though. That's that whole state is set up just to mess with you. Every town is like, no, we're not going to pronounce it like that.
I think there's rules, though, like you can't move jaw muscles when you say it, so you have to say Marrero.
Marrero. Probably Marrero, yeah, something like that. But the accent down there is different. There's parts of Louisiana that it sounds like a New York accent almost.
Yeah?
Yeah, there used to be on Live PD, they used to have the Slidell, I believe it was, police department. Yeah. And when they first popped on and I didn't see where they were from, I was like, is this like Westchester or something? Like I thought it was New York because they literally like half the words sound super Cajun, Louisiana, and half of them sound very New York. So it's a weird accent down there in some spots. It's kind of cool. At least there's very different accents all over the state. Very, very different.
The French one's the worst. That's the hardest.
That's the hardest. Yeah, there's people that don't even speak English there. Yeah, that speak like not even French, not English. It's weird.
It's not a language that's anywhere. You can't
only
Rosetta Stone it. Right?
No. You have to grow up in a swamp to know that language. This place is 15 minutes to New Orleans. It's right outside New Orleans, right across the water from there. 3 hours and 10 minutes to our last Louisiana episode, which was Lake Arthur. That episode, Olivia Newton-John must die. Remember that? Guy had Olivia Newton-John under his bed, he thought, and
loved her.
Wow, was that crazy. Xanadu is mixed in. Yeah. Population here, 31,928 in this town here.
Yeah, it's a good size one.
It's good size. Median household income, it's as low here, $36,791, which is $20,000 below the national average. 25% of the people here make under $15,000 a year. So
what?
Yeah, it's pretty low income here.
Yeah.
Bleak. And then median home price here, $189,700, which is way lower than the national average too. Right. So,
but also way lower than sea level.
That's the other problem. Yeah, a lot of people moved here after Katrina. Apparently, this was a place that
maybe higher ground.
A little, I don't know, just didn't flood as much. So Marrero was named in honor of a Louisiana politician and the founder of the Marrero Land Company, Louis H. Marrero. And it was originally shown on maps as Amesville after a guy from some Boston businessman who purchased a lot of the land after the Civil War. But then they changed it officially, the post office and everything, to Marrero in 1916. So this Marrero guy is kind of an asshole, let's just say.
I'm sure.
He's a bit of an asshole, especially, and to me, I don't like this guy because New Orleans was, after the first Italians to come here came to New Orleans. That's where they came in the 1800s, 1870s, times like that. So the earliest ones. They came there and the people there hated Italians. Like it was like, it was like fucking San Antonio people with Mexicans. It is not like they fucking hate them. Like that's how it was there. They did not like them. There was a race riot involving all this shit in 1891. Oh yeah, they did not want us there at all. So even after that, though, Italians still kept coming because that's where their families go.
Right.
So if their family's there, whether you want us there or not, I got nowhere else to go. Where am I going to go? You know.
So my aunt said, "I'm coming there."
I got a place to stay. That's where I'm going. So they kept coming. They were. I didn't realize this though too, that it was even in the up until the 1990s, there were social clubs in New Orleans that had a no Italians allowed rule. They're like. It's because it was an old school rule, and they just never changed it until the 90s, like 1990s, from the 1890s.
What?
Yeah, absolutely. So they basically, a lot of the Italians moved over here to the West Bank, it's called, to avoid New Orleans, to avoid getting, hated on a lot. So they became farmers and grocers and all that sort of thing. And then the mafia kind of came up from there.
Sure.
This Marrero guy, he freaked out, though. There's a guy called the Axeman, who's a famous New Orleans killer. Yeah. And he killed all Italian people in an Italian area. So they don't know if he was like a mafia hitman or just some guy who killed people close to where he lived or some guy who didn't like Italians and killed. Like, they never figured out who the hell he was. It says he's known as the Axeman still. Yeah, he thought that he figured out who the Axeman was, though. Okay. And he was convinced the whole thing was an Italian vendetta, quote unquote, the Axeman. Okay. He thought the suspects were these two guys. Frank Giordano was one of them, and some other guy, right? And he thought that they were the ones that did it. So he called them like Jack the Ripper. He called them Jekyll and Hyde fiends in the newspaper and all this shit. So after these store owners got attacked and their 2-year-old got murdered by the Axeman, this Marrero forced these people to say it was this guy who is the Axeman, some guy, just that he thought it was. Pressured the one, arrested the wife because she wouldn't talk, and then finally she talked. They sentenced this guy to die, and then this lady ended up recanting the whole thing, saying I was forced to say it, and they ended up letting the guy go and everything. So then Marrero ended up being like, pushed out of office and everything, and was known as a real asshole after that. So he's a real dick. People in this town, famous people, NFL players, Cordell Stewart, Marty Booker, Reggie Wayne, all from here.
Cordell Stewart.
Yeah, athletic people come from here. Guys who can play wide receiver or quarterback in the NFL. Reviews of this town, give you a couple of those. Here's 5 stars, I'm sorry. Okay. Nice neighborhood and establish. I don't know what that means, but that's what it says. Most people who live in my neighborhood bought their homes at least 2 decades ago, and they are still here. Home prices have increased steadily in the last decade, not too much as we saw there in the home prices. Lawns and homes are manicured constantly, and it is just beautiful.
Okay.
All right. Here's 3 stars, average. Marrero is a nice place for families to settle down, and there's a decent amount of schools for your child's education, as opposed to your grandpa's. So that's good. Who else goes to school? Jesus Christ. Here's 2 stars. Not as good. My overall experience of this area has been pretty bad. There's too much negativity around. The weather is either too hot and rainy, or too hot or rainy, and that makes it feel like it's very cold during the winter because it's hot during the summer.
Not a lot of positivity around here. Allow me to contribute to that. You didn't say anything positive at all.
No. Compared to everywhere else in the country, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it a 3. There's lots of crimes, and I don't really feel safe here.
Okay.
And here's one that's hilarious. It's called Looking to Move is the, the subject. And it says, I currently live in Marrero, Louisiana, which is outside of New Orleans city limits. That's the whole review.
Oh.
Now, you can agree or disagree with the review on here. This has 227 agrees and 227 disagrees. That's the internet. I live in this town, which is outside of here. Disagree. That's the internet for you. That explains the internet in a fucking... I want to take a screenshot of that and say, this is the internet in a nutshell. Run.
Get off. Log
away.
out.
Fuck my life, dude. That is amazing.
I remember why I know. The guy Happy Hour that used to donate to us lives there. That's why.
Oh, okay.
So somebody that listens to... That's how I've heard of it.
All right, I got you.
Not as near as interesting as played on TV.
Things to do in this town. Yeah. I love this. It's called the Cajun Festival.
Okay.
And I love it because the advertising is looks like drunken alligators, one with like a woman's old-timey Southern hat on. One's playing an accordion, the other's playing the guitar. They look drunken. They look like they're strolling through the streets. So that looks fun.
Gators, yeah.
Gators, yeah. Looking at that, there's a bunch of bands, and there is a crawfish eating contest.
I mean,
do you have to suck the heads or not?
Yeah.
That's the thing. What's the rulings on this?
If you're eating in a contest form, you better.
I don't know what the rules are. I'm sure there's rules for head sucking or non-head sucking. So that's it. We won't get too far into that, but there's bingo, live music from people with very
no reason of doing it.
Very Louisiana names, like French sounding names and shit like that. Games, bingo,
limited capacity for it.
Oh yeah, they're gonna a live and silent auction. It's live and silent.
Yeah,
makes it sound action packed.
Yeah, it does.
And this whole thing free admission. So get on down there and see that. Now that said, let's talk about a murder. What do you say?
Let's do that.
Let's do this here with just a weird night out on the town. And this murder doesn't even really happen in Marrero, but everyone here is from Marrero.
Okay.
And it happened while it was on the way to somewhere else from Marrero. So I'm calling it Marrero. There's no other. Yeah. It's Marrero. So here we go. Let's talk about a couple of people. Here's John O. O is his middle initial, not this. It's not Irish. Yeah. We'll call him John Orenthal Schilling is his last name with no C, which is a huge point of contention. Yeah.
S-H.
S-H, which the newspapers have it wrong. So when you're looking stuff up, very annoying to find this. But all the court documents, it's S-H. So, so John Schilling, he's 23 years old in 1981, where our story takes place here.
Okay.
We've been doing a lot of very current stories lately.
Right.
Let's go back in time to some 40 years ago Louisiana swamp grime. What do you say, everybody? This is fun shit. So John O. Schilling, not John O. Schilling from Dublin here. He's 23 years old, and he's got a friend here, Herman Billiot. Billiot, like Billy and Elliot mixed together. Billiot.
Like Billy the Idiot.
Billy the Idiot. You're a real Billiot, aren't you? Yeah, Billiot. Billiot.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the one. He's 22, Herman Billiot. Wow, that's wild here. So these two idiots here and another man who will never be identified publicly because somehow he slept through everything that happens tonight in a car, which is insane. This is wild. But everybody here says, oh, no, that guy was fucking passed out cold. Apparently they were on a real drinking bender. And one of the guys just passed out. Some people, when they pass out from drinking, they're out. There's no way of waking them.
Wake them up. Yeah.
And this other third guy is one of those guys. So picture another third man here with a funny name.
But when he wakes up, he's going to be so tired because it's the worst sleep on the planet.
In a car, especially.
Drunk and in a car. That's two worst ways to sleep.
Especially they'll go off-road half the time. He's
my God.
Around. There's no way he's sleeping well.
Least restful rest ever.
Oh, so these three guys are out, quote, out on the town. Well, they're out on several towns. They go to Gretna, which is nearby, just south of New Orleans as well. They go to Marrero, Louisiana. They're going to all the hot spots, all the nightlife hot spots, as you can imagine.
Yeah,
which is funny.
Orbiting New Orleans.
Because I remember saying New Orleans is 15 minutes from here.
Yeah, which is the hot spot.
If you want to go out at night, if that's your jam, you like to go out and drink and fucking party at bars, you don't get a better town than New Orleans to do that in. You really don't. It's
the street literally doesn't have car traffic because they want you out there.
They're like everyone's gonna be drunk. There are gonna be so many people getting run over.
Just walk it.
Just walk it. You'll be all right. Just walk it. But that's what it is. It's set up specifically for that. The whole town is crafted for it, and these people are like, let's just hang out here in the outskirts.
Get in the car.
Yeah. So right away, lazy is what I have to say about these two. Fucking lazy.
Brazen?
Yeah. You want to go there? Nah, I'm short. Nah, I don't want that New Orleans pussy. I'll take the...
Get that Gretna pussy.
Yeah. See what's going on in Marrero, where we're from.
This is a combination of lazy and reckless. And, this is, Why? Already, why?
That's what I don't get. If I could see like we're gonna drink close to home because we're all gonna drink and drive home, so that's how we're gonna work this. We're gonna drink close to home. But to go like bar hopping, go to New Orleans and find a better bar. So
it's 15 minutes away, man.
I'm sure they went to high school with the bartenders. Yeah. Who the fuck knows, you know?
Yeah.
Who knows here? So later on in the evening, they went to like a bunch of bars, not just 2 bars. Like they're hopping bars, like a drink a piece, drink a spot here. They meet up with, late in the evening, a woman named Pamela LeBlanc. And she's very interesting, as we'll talk about. She's got all sorts of warrants out for arrest for things ranging from failure to, quote, move on, which I assume is loitering.
I think it's a bad breakup.
Failure to move on. She just kept calling. She kept calling. She would call her friends and cry all the time, and they called the cops, and they said, I have a friend who will not move on, and they came to her house and charged her.
If she called him, it would be harassment or something,
no,
but she was calling her everybody else.
I think her sister turned her in probably at the end, right? That'd be the one to turn her in. My sister will not move on. No, she won't. Let me give you her address. You need to go over there and get her because she will not move on.
That should be a law.
That should be a law.
Failure
I knew it was a rule. I didn't know it was a law. To quote Love After Lockup. It should be both. So,
oh, God, that's so good.
Wow. So they're out with old Pamela Blanc here. Oh, everything ranging from that to prostitution as well. So she's got
Jesus.
to other things, too. There's just all sorts of stuff that she's not going to court for. So she's a party, obviously.
Yeah,
you want to hang out with her if you meet her at a bar.
Is she fun.
So she joins the party here of the 3 guys and ends up in their car where they go to another hot spot here and they meet another young lady who, and I don't know if they knew this one beforehand or what, or if they just met her and said, come party with us or whatever's going on. This is Stephanie Plaisance. Plaisance, I guess what her name would be. And Penny she goes by. So Penny and Pamela here. Okay. 2 P's. So then they go to another bar after that. So they went to a bunch of bars to the point where they didn't meet Pam LeBlanc, until late in the night, 11 o'clock, 11:30. And then they went to another bar, met this other girl. Then they go to another bar after that.
Oh, my God.
This is like bar 10 of the night. You know what I mean? This sounds exhausting. This is 23 and 22 is what this is.
Yeah, that's what that is.
That's what that is.
You're absolutely right.
Let's go see who's there. Because their friends are probably out at bars and they're running into people they know. So
this place sucks. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, this place sucks, man. Whereas if you're an adult and you show up and you go, well, I made a bad decision tonight, and then you sit down.
Well, you're an adult. You show up and it sucks, and you go, "This is great."
Yeah. Well, even if you don't like it, you go, "Well, I just won't come here again." But you're gonna. This is where you're spending your evening now. You're not going somewhere else.
Yeah, right.
That's it. I'll have 6-7 beers here. It'll start to get better after a few.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It'll be a lot more fun. So they do that at this bar. The group, and especially Pamela LeBlanc, meet another young man here.
Oh.
So let's add another. Right away. So far, we have 5 people in this group. Now let's add another. This is a guy named James Stash. Stash, Stache. He's
like a porn stash.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There you go. James is Stash here. So he's 22 years old also.
Oh, boy.
He joins in the group. So they all party. They're drinking. This last bar, I guess, is the one they stay at and really tie one on. They're drinking from what is known later legally as a, quote, unknown quantity of beer. Plenty. Shit piles of beer. And this is a southern Louisiana unknown quantity.
Oh,
which is like a Wisconsin unknown quantity. It could be, we have no idea. It could be anything.
They usually measure it in kegs.
Kegs, barrels. Some weird southern form of measurement that I haven't even thought of yet. So, some like corn holder or like some, cotton bag worth. Give me half a cotton bag. You know what I mean? You're like, what does that mean? How much booze is that? I don't know. Not sure. So, however that goes, they end up all leaving and piling into James Schilling's. Is it James Schilling? What the hell? John Schilling. Sorry, James Stash.
John Orenthal. Yeah.
Yeah, John Orenthal Schilling. So they all climb into his car, the 6 of them, and drive away.
All right.
Toward Lafitte, Louisiana.
Yeah.
That's where they're headed toward. Why are they headed there? Who the fuck knows? None of them live there. I don't know why they're going there. More bars? I don't know.
I love that you said Lafitte.
Lafitte?
I want it to be Lafitte so bad.
Lafitte.
I think it's... Is that Lafitte?
It might be Lafitte.
It might be Lafitte.
That's what I'm saying. Or it's Lafitte. Either one.
I hope it's Lafitte.
That'd be amazing if it's Lafitte. Lafitte.
Yeah.
Lafitte. They're going toward Lafitte, Louisiana. And the unknown third person, since they've left this bar, the unknown third male, not, the Billiot and fucking Schilling, and not Stash. So at this point, he's the fourth male.
Yeah.
He passed out like as soon as they left this bar. So he is now... Consider
not enough
him,
ladies. Yeah,
consider him out of the equation from now on. Okay?
May as well not even be in the car.
Yeah, if we had like all their pictures up, cross him off. Just done.
Just shade in his picture. Just black and white that picture.
Well, originally he was just a gray outline of a skull, outline of a head on like a black background because he's an unknown, photo unknown. We don't have the photo because we don't even know his name. So
now he's
cross
red
that
crossed out.
Yeah, just
captured.
Gone. Forget. Yeah, he's captured. He's gone. He's exactly. He's arrested. So he will remain unconscious for, quote, the remainder of the night, which I don't know how that's possible. But according to the other witnesses, that's exactly what happened. So on the way to Lafitte, this is, 3:30 in the morning type of deal. We're talking late night. Schilling stops his car twice. We assume so people can go to the bathroom because
unknown quantity of
beer
absolutely
goes right through
piss.
you.
Yes.
Goes right through you, unknown quantities.
Boy. And don't go once.
No, it goes through you the fastest, unknown quantities. That's the thing, really. So they keep having to stop to piss, which is another reason why you shouldn't drink this much and drive, because you can't even go without going to the bathroom this far.
Yeah.
So it's stupid. So they do that. The first place he stopped was too well lit. And so they were like, shit, the reason why it was too well lit, Jimmy, this place is fucking wild, this southern Louisiana. We got to go party down here because it's crazy.
Too many trash fires?
There was a fire. You are correct. Not trash, though. There were too many people nearby watching a car on fire. There was a large gathering of people. They pull off the road to piss, and they're like, well, we can't piss here. Like dozens of people just watching a car burn on the side of the road. That was what they do here for fun. That's how they fuck around.
Y'all want to have a bonfire? I'm out of wood. I got an Oldsmobile.
I mean, that car in my front yard ain't getting any more, running. So why not? I got an AMC Javelin, been there since about 76. We can just use that.
I got a Volkswagen. Their block's titanium. That shit will light the canyon. Let's do it.
Oh, wow. So they
Magnesium,
stopped.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
They watched the fire for a while.
Wow.
Too, because if you do pull over and there's a car on fire, you go, well, what are we watching here? Are there people in that car? We're just watching the car. All right, you sit there, you watch it for a while. Is it going to explode? What's going to happen? And then you leave, apparently.
Eventually, you get tired of watching a car on fire.
I mean, if it's not going to blow up, what are we watching here? It's going to go out slowly?
A car fire.
A car fire. No one's putting it out or doing it. They're just observing it. And there's this many people observing it at 3:30 in the morning on the side of the road between two towns in Louisiana somewhere. That's the other thing
and it's
that I don't understand at all.
Well lit.
So no one can piss. They watch the fire and they're like, well, we should go somewhere else and piss here.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely. These people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked. God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, Believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Sono Bello. You know, the most known secret with celebrities and influencers and all these famous people is so many of them have had lipo. They've had lipo, whether it's a little touch-up here or a total makeover.
Yeah.
Nobody has a perfect body. That's the thing.
No.
They may look like it on TV, but there's things that help that. Absolutely. Lipo now has changed, and Sono Bello's been at the forefront with using LAL technology and getting those beautiful and natural outcomes for each person. Looking real natural. Our friends at Sono Bello are offering their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please get on this. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal, a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently wherever your problem areas are. Tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that, but if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/smalltownmurder. That's sonobello.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
So Schilling, he's the driver, obviously. Right. I'm sure he's total designated driver. He's abstained the entire evening. Stone sober.
This is a wobbly ride.
He's drinking a Snapple right now, I believe. Yeah. That's what he's doing. Like, come on, guys.
10-hour energy.
6 people stuffed in his car, too.
Yeah.
2 ladies, 4 guys. One of them passed out in the corner, farting every 2 minutes. Cars are on fire. It's a wild night in Louisiana. So they drive down the road a little further and stop again. So we got the Billiot, we got Schilling, and we got James Stash, and
Peggy.
Yes, we get all of them. They walk about 10 feet from the vehicle, and everybody starts to piss or do whatever here.
Yeah.
So everybody seems fine. Everybody's putting their dicks away and such, as one does.
Sure.
Everybody's putting their dicks away, and pretty much out of nowhere, Billiot and Schilling began to start beating Stash up.
Oh.
They just start punching him. They knock him down. They start kicking him and beating him and punching him.
Surprise.
There has been no arguments. There's been no ill will. It's just like, yeah, come on with us. We're going to go party. And just everyone's taking a piss. And these two, apparently Billiot and Schilling have talked about this because they begin doing it at the same time.
Coordinated attack,
It's definitely a coordinated attack. Then, God damn it, fucking Louisiana. Then if that's not enough to beat this man for no reason, they both pull knives out, Billiot and Schilling, and began to cut and stab him. Just stabbing him, slicing him, stabbing him up a little bit, just stabbing him all over the place and cutting him up.
Oh, my God.
After they've beaten him and everything else. Then they beat him more because he's still like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah.
Why? Ow, that hurts. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So then they beat him even more into a state of kind of semi-consciousness.
Yeah.
With punches and kicks and whatever else blows are raining down. Yeah, raining down upon him. And then they rob him.
Sure.
Of what I assume the whole point of this attack was, because there really is no other reason to attack him. And they rob him of the grand sum of $30. $30 is what they got out of his pocket.
What the fuck, man?
You know, Saturday night beer money they get out of his pocket. That's what they pull out. $30.
For one guy for an hour, $30.
Well, in down there in a small town in 1981, you probably get
$1.25 a beer.
I was gonna say if you pay $1 over $1 a beer, you're a sucker probably back then. So, you know.
Yeah, I remember paid you my money for that kind of money.
Yeah, because remember the movie She's Having a Baby with Kevin Bacon?
Yeah,
remember that movie? Got more Kevin Bacon talk. After that the Michigan episode, I had to watch like 8 Kevin Bacon movies because the victim's name was Kevin Bacon, and it got me thinking about Kevin Bacon movies. And there's one point where he wants to go out to like a club, and him and his wife are out at a club there, and he goes, "This is great, man. I just love this. This is great. It's obviously terrible. It's loud. They can't hear each other." They're drinking. He goes, I just paid $3.50 for a beer, and it's just great, man. Isn't that hilarious? That's great. And that was considered like outrageous. Like, can you believe
crazy
that?
amounts of money for a beer?
And that was 87, so I'm assuming that
that's a special today.
Yeah, that would be shit beer. You're getting cheap shit on draft for special.
That's Budweiser. You're drinking trash.
Yeah. You're drinking trash. So, you're drinking that. Or, well, that's kind of what when we go out, what do I get, Jimmy?
We get, Coors Light. Trash.
Coors Light there. Trash. Trash beer. Don't do that expensive shit.
Makes your breath smell like a milk fart. Let's get into it.
Let's do it. Yeah. I don't fucking care. That's. I can't drink good beer.
Well,
I had that in my life. I grew up on malt liquor and shit. Like, I'm not. Old English was good.
I think that beer is very much like wine. That the difference between a good one and a bad one is whether or not you like it. That's the difference. If you like the beer, then it's fucking good beer. Right?
Yeah. See, to me, cheap beer has less taste, which is what I want, because beer doesn't taste great.
I don't like microbrew shit.
No, I don't want to taste the hops and all that shit.
No, I don't want to drink a fucking orchid.
Yeah, Coors Light tastes like water, and if it's ice cold, I can slam it down in 2 sips, and if I have 2 of those really fast, I can get a little buzz going and be happy.
Dance,
That's it. And I'm like, that's enough for me.
Dance and wobble.
Yeah, there we go. 2 of those, slam down, smoke a joint. I'm feeling good. Let's have fun.
Look at this wobble. I like it.
Yeah, it's not for taste.
No.
No.
Holy shit, how do you drink something so flowery and enjoy that? Like with food.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. That's a way to fuck up a meal.
Yeah, it'll overpower it. Yeah, don't do that. So these guys, $30 they get. Okay, so now $30 richer. Billy it into $15 a piece. They did this for,
and they leave him in the woods. Or
they just leave him on the side of the road.
Yeah, okay.
He's just on the side of the road where they pulled over.
Down the road from a car fire.
Down the road from a car fire. Well, someone will drive by eventually. Yeah. So everybody gets back into the car. And they drive away, and they end up at Schilling's house in Lafitte, there, wherever it is, Lafitte. Yeah. That's where he lives, Lafitte. Okay. That's where they were going. His trailer. It's not a house. What am I talking about? Yeah. It is a trailer. I know that for a fact. They're going to his trailer, and they just leave him for dead on the side of the road. They're like, we cut him and stabbed him and beat him a bunch. I'm sure he'll die. And they just leave.
For $30.
For $30. Wow. So this is why also you shouldn't do murders when you're shit-faced and been drinking all night. They get back to the trailer, which I love in the court document, quote, soon after arriving at his residence, which makes it sound way more, makes it sound way fancier than what actually happened here.
Yeah.
They pulled up at his trailer, says more fitting. Schilling and Billiot leave the 2 women at the trailer. Y'all stay here.
Hang tight.
The third guy still in the car passed out, okay? So he's just going for rides, this guy. He has no idea where he's going.
All night.
What's happening? He's been an accomplice to an attempted murder so far, or possibly a murder. He doesn't know it. He's just in the car passed out. So they say, we got to go back to the scene of, remember where we left that guy on the side of the road? We got to go back there because Schilling dropped his knife back there.
Oh, gosh.
John Schilling dropped the, weapon he was stabbing this boy with. So we're going to have to probably go get that. That's not good. So, holy shit. When they arrive, they pull up. And they look where he was. He's not where they left him.
Oh, no.
They're like, oh, shit. They look up the road a little bit. He's got his thumb out hitchhiking. He's fucking hitchhiking. And he's got Schilling's knife now.
Now he's armed.
Now he's got Schilling's knife, and he's just out there with his thumb out waiting for, car fire people to pass by, apparently, or some shit. So,
attaboy.
Wow, this is a tough guy. He got beaten, kicked, stabbed, cut, multiple, to the point where they were like, oh, he's definitely dead. Not only is he not dead, he's actively hitchhiking. That's wild.
While bleeding.
I'm impressed. You know what I mean? No one's picking him up, obviously, because he looks like a zombie probably with blood pouring out of him.
Are you stopping?
I'm not stopping. Fuck no. I might call the ambulance or something from up the road, but I'm not stopping for him.
I might tweet the local police department.
Hey, guy with a picture of him.
Yeah. This shit's on the side of the road, guys.
Somebody might want to fucking fix this.
Somebody give this fella some help. I'm scared to death.
Bowie knife tucked in the front of his pants. I'm not. Pick me up. No thanks.
I don't know who did that to him or if he did it himself. And I'm not stopping to ask.
So they're pissed off. Billy and Schilling are like, this motherfucker. How dare he? Not only is he alive, which we didn't authorize, number one.
We asked for this to not be.
Number two, I don't believe in hitchhiking. That's, number two. It just clogs up the sides of the roads. Number three, that son of a bitch stole my knife. Sure, I left it in him, but
right.
he thinks it's his now just because I left it stuck in his rib cage. That's ridiculous.
Unbelievable. So
they pull up next to him because he's hitchhiking. So they drive up and pull up next to him and say, "Get in the car."
You're the only car I don't want to get in with.
And he gets in the car.
What? Why would he do that?
I don't know how they talked him into. He has a knife now.
Yeah.
You'd think he would pull the knife out and be like, "Get the fuck away from me right now. As soon as you step out that door, I'm stabbing your face." That's just, as soon as that door opens, I'm fucking stab.
Somewhere, yeah.
Somebody's getting stabbed. I'm sorry. I'm going to be swinging this like a psychopath. But instead, he's like, all right. I guess they're like, we're sorry. We didn't mean to,
We was just kidding.
We was just playing. Punctured lungs part of the game, pal. Come on, get in. It's fun.
We was just tickling you.
Them girls really want to fuck you. Come on in.
Oh, man, that's probably... I'll bet they used it.
Yeah, even if you're bleeding, when you're 22, even with several knife wounds, you're like, I don't know, I'll patch this up and I'll worry about it after I get laid.
A blowjob? Is that what she said? I think that's what she said. I'm pretty sure she said that.
She said she couldn't wait to suck your dick.
Right.
We'd all be in the car. Even that's the sad part. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Great.
I can't wait to get there.
Lead the way.
Lead the way. So they get in the car and they drive down the road. Where do they drive? Not back to Schilling's trailer.
No.
To a more secluded spot.
Yeah.
Now, if you're this James Stash guy, you got to go, man, I make bad decisions. Like,
why'd I do this?
I got in the car with a bunch of strangers. That wasn't smart. They beat and stabbed me. I got back in the car with them again, and now I'm in an even worse spot. Like,
would you believe it?
Jesus Christ. This is crazy. Like,
poor Stash. Most trusting man on the planet.
At least when Dahmer went to get his victims back, they didn't want to go back. He had to, pull them in. Like, this guy's like, okay, I'll come back. This sucks. I feel bad for this guy, but Jesus Christ, at some point.
This would be like if Kevin Bacon lost more money to Madoff.
He was like, you know what, I get that his accounting practices weren't that great, but he says that he's really cleaned it up. He's cleaned up his act, and he's gotten way better people in his staff, and it's going to work out this time.
Said the SEC cleared him this time.
He's got a beat on a company that's really going to be a winner. I feel like we should invest in it. So they drag him to the edge of the bayou.
Yeah.
Again, terrifying to be here with strangers who apparently want to murder you. So at this point, he doesn't want to get out, James, of the car. He's like, I'm not getting out here. I saw what happened last time I got out. So they drag him out of the car, each of them punching him repeatedly in the head. And then for some reason, both of them were just punching him in the throat a whole bunch of times, which is the strangest attempt at a murder I've ever heard in my life. We'll just punch his throat so it don't breathe no more.
Right.
That's what a weird thing. So then apparently Schilling takes him toward the edge of the bayou where they're beating him. They're right on the bank here.
Sure.
Schilling pulls a knife out. I guess the knife he got back from Stash. So give me my knife back. And slits his throat with the knife. Yeah. Then he pushes his head underwater.
Yep.
Right there by the shore. And stands on his head.
Wow.
Stands on his head while it's in the water until he eventually drowned. And we'll give you details of that in a second. So, yeah, he drowned there. But, I mean, there's bubbles coming up, and he's like, look at that. They got bubbles. And he's laughing about it and shit.
Oh, my.
Schilling's a sick fuck, man. He's a real sick fuck. So that's what they're doing. He's drowned. So then they go, all right, well, that's that. They leave him there, just like his head in the swamp. Just, his head. They get back in the car, and they drive back to the trailer there, and they pick the two women up.
Yeah.
Take them home.
Okay.
And on the way to taking them home, though, they make sure to regale them with the tale of how they finished the guy off.
Yeah.
Oh, man, we went back. You wouldn't believe it. He's hitchhiking with my knife in his pocket. Boy, I fucking blah, 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 held him under the water and give him details. Wow. And then, of course, Schilling says, if y'all tell anybody about this, I'll obviously kill you both, clearly. I mean, that's goes without saying, obviously, there.
I assume that was much, yeah.
So why, I don't understand why they wouldn't just drive the girls home, then go kill him. Or
I don't understand why they got to go back.
what they went back or why they would tell the girls about it. Wouldn't you go and be like, well, we couldn't find him. He must have left.
Yeah, right.
That way, at least you're setting it up. So if, I don't know, you could say possibly later on that someone else must have picked him up and killed him. Right. Who the hell knows? And the girls would be like, yeah, that's what they told us too. And you would at least have something. These two aren't bright, I'm going to say, though.
No, and
they're
worse,
real billiards. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
They're
dangerous.
Idiots. Billiards.
Right.
That's what they are.
Hillbilliards.
Hillbilliards. So Stephanie here, the one chick here that's with them, the second one, Penny, who they picked up at the second bar here. Stephanie later says, she's later asked, quote, then what happened? This is by the police, because they go to the police, these girls, because they're terrified now, because they think maybe they're going to change their mind and come back and kill us.
Yeah.
They changed their mind and went back and killed that guy. Why not us? We're witnesses now. Why the fuck wouldn't they kill us? So
her name's Stephanie?
Stephanie Penny, she goes by.
Oh, okay. All right. Got
so
it.
they say, then what happened? And she said, quote, they, meaning John and Herman, took us to John's trailer, residence, as the court put it, trailer. And then John locked up the phone in the bedroom and told us that if we would leave, that he would kill us, and we didn't leave. When they went to the house to drop them off, they didn't just say, yeah, hang out, watch TV, we'll be right back. He went
them in.
Locked them in the house, locked the phone up in the bedroom so they couldn't call anybody,
right,
and said, we'll kill you if you leave.
Oh, boy.
What a weird... This is why generally it's dangerous to go home with people you just met.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's back then it was maybe the worst time to do it.
Oh, God, yeah.
Nobody had a cell phone.
Oh, no. The house phone locked up. Well, that's it. Shit.
That's it.
Go outside and scream. Other than that, I got nothing.
We should probably just stay here so they don't kill us.
Yeah, let's try to make them not kill us. That seems like our best course of action. So she said that he would kill us, and we didn't leave. Then him and Herman left, and when they came back, it was almost daylight, and they took me home. He stopped at a gas station, and then he pulled over to the side of the road, and he wanted to cut my throat. He's like, I'm going to go ahead and kill you.
Okay, yeah.
Apparently they know Pam, all right?
Okay.
Apparently they know Pam ahead of time, but they don't know Penny. She's new. Mm-hmm. So he said, I'm going to go ahead and cut your throat now. It's just for, be safe and all.
Yeah.
You know
us. Yeah.
Say cut. Well, measure twice, cut once. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go ahead and cut your throat. So Pam, apparently, according to Stephanie, quote, Pam told him that he wasn't going to do that to me. Pam, you're not going to fucking cut this girl's throat in this car with me. That's not happening, basically, is what she said, which is, thank you, Pam. That's nice. Not going to do that to me. Quote, and then we left, and him and Herman talked about what happened when they went back to get John's knife. And he said that he cut that guy's Adam's apple out.
Oh, boy.
Not just cut his throat, cut his Adam's apple out.
Cut all.
Why?
Oh, why'd you do that?
Why is that necessary?
It's
just to put some
too far.
Extra stank on it. He said that he, quote, cut the guy's Adam's apple out, and that he stabbed him in the heart and stepped on him underneath the water till he couldn't see no bubbles coming up. That's the direct quote.
Yeah.
And he was laughing like it was a joke. And then Herman started laughing, and they dropped me off about 3 blocks from my house.
Didn't even take her home.
Which if I'm her, I'm going, right here's fine.
Yeah.
Right here.
I'm fine. I'm fine with this. Yeah.
Great. No, I just moved. I live right here now. It's great.
I'm down the street. I'll get there.
Yeah. No, I live at the post office. Yep, it's right where I live. Just drop me. There's a room up above.
Box. Yeah.
The mailbags are very comfortable. I sleep on them. It's wonderful. Just drop me the fuck off here. So that's what her story is. That's her quote. Damning testimony because it's exactly what happened and exactly matches up with the wounds and all that kind of thing.
Right.
The coroner who examined James Stash, he'll later testify that the immediate cause of death was drowning.
Oh.
Because he immediately put him underwater and he
drowned
before he bled out. Yeah, he drowned before he bled. Because it'll take a couple minutes to die even if you get your throat cut, whereas drowning, I guess, was a little bit quicker.
And cut...
It's probably a photo finish, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
here.
you're right. It's another couple seconds, it was going to get him anyway.
It's something was going to get him, but
that water in a cut has got to hurt so bad.
Oh, bayou
the
water.
Pain this guy went through.
Jesus Christ! You hope an alligator would just come up and eat you at that point, just bite your head
Get
right
us
off.
both.
So, fuck me. So the coroner also said that one of the stab wounds to the right portion of James's back caused bleeding into the chest cavity.
Yeah.
He thought that this particular wound could have resulted in death if the bleeding had continued unabated with no medical attention.
Sure.
So that was the last one that he did there.
Yeah.
So apparently the other stabbings were more superficial in nature.
The one in the back was deep.
Not life-threatening, the ones that happened at the first beating. So he said it appears from the evidence that this wound was inflicted during the initial attack on the victim, though, but they don't know. So they said that based on the bleeding, but who the fuck knows at this point? It's a mess. So they go to talk to Schilling after these girls turn him in.
Yeah.
They go to talk to him, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. What you mean? I don't know. Then they look at his car for a while, and he still won't talk Schilling. He won't do anything. But then they talk to Hillbilly it here.
Yeah.
And once they talk to him, they tell him, hey, let me tell you what we found in your buddy's car, okay? Yeah. Blood stains on the rear seat, evidence of damage to the exterior of the car, supporting testimony that came from one of the girls that his head was smashed against the vehicle multiple times as well.
Yeah.
So they bashed his head in. Yeah, that did the damage. And also there was a wound to Schilling's hand that was, like a cut, like you'd stab somebody and it would slide down.
Yep.
And he had his knuckles were scraped up from beating and pummeling this guy. So they go, this is what we have now. And we have girls saying that you two did this. So which one of you did it, basically? Right now, it's both of you. So
right. Race to the lighter sentence.
Yeah, who wants the lighter sentence? And then, so they said, quote, what did John Schilling tell you he did? And Hillbilly, it said, quote, he told me he punched the guy in the throat and the guy was still breathing and he wouldn't go down. And he took his knife and slit his throat and put his head underwater and watched the bubbles come up and laughed about it. That's what Jesus Christ. That's cold, man.
To say that out loud, that's what he told me. It feels very first person, though.
Watched the bubbles come up and laughed about it.
Yeah.
That's. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about our stylish friends at Quince. That's right. Let's go elevate your styles, people. Yeah. Get it going, look good out there, and you can do it now without breaking your wallet, without breaking the bank, because at Quince, you can get high-end, versatile pieces at prices we can all actually afford, which is very nice. You want to get good stuff that lasts and it's good, and they have quality stuff that's very affordable, and you can do like we did, upgrading our stuff here, while still being a very reasonable price. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. It's all quality stuff. You're going to love it. Trust us, it looks good. And I've got the leather jacket. It's a very high-quality item. Real nice, soft leather. Yeah. Jimmie's got his linen pants he's rocking.
Yeah, they're terrific.
Come on, be like us. Be fashionable. Get in there with Quince. Indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/smalltownmurder for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/smalltownmurder to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about a very cool place, Thrive Market. Yes, we are both looking to get into the healthy swing this year. The problem is I don't know what's in everything, and I don't know if even I'm qualified to even read the labels to know if that's good or that's bad. Right. There's chemicals in things, and there's things floating around. I don't know what I'm doing out there. One of my favorite features, and I know you were talking to me about this, is the Healthy Swap Scanner in the Thrive Market app. Yeah, it's simple. You scan any item, and it'll instantly suggest a cleaner, healthier grocery alternative, which is
it's great.
Amazing. Yeah. That's great. Thrive Market also takes the guesswork out of finding these safe, healthy foods. For example, like I'm trying to get my protein intake up. for energy. I'm always moving around. I need stuff. And I love that you can filter their site by the high protein options.
Nice.
It's very cool. And you can personalize this portion and you can put filters on it. And get ready. You should be ready for a junk-free start to 2025. Get ready for it and head to thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder and get 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/smalltownmurder, thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Calling all dog owners. Your furry friend deserves top-notch nourishment, and Ollie delivers the clean, fresh nutrition your dog needs in 5 flavors they'll absolutely flip over. Ollie is made in U.S. kitchens with ingredients carefully sourced from trusted growers and producers around the world, with absolutely no harmful fillers or preservatives. With protein-first recipes like fresh beef with sweet potatoes, fresh turkey with blueberries, or fresh lamb with cranberries, you might start thinking, dang, my dog eats better than I do. And that's probably true when it comes to Ollie. Give your pup a fresh start this new year by letting them taste test a personalized meal plan with Ollie. Head to ollie.com/Wondery. Tell them all about your dog and use code WONDERY to get 60% off your first box of meals when you subscribe today. Plus, they offer a clean bowl guarantee on the first box. So if you're not completely satisfied, you'll get your money back. That's OLLIE.com/Wondery and enter code WONDERY to get 60% off your first box. Start your dog's new year off right with Ollie. Start your dog's new year off right with Ollie.
That's it. That's so. Yeah. Well, he was there. I mean, he was right there. So they said, "What kind of disposition did he have when he was telling you this? Was he serious?"
Right.
And he said he was serious, but he thought it was funny. You know, hilarious. It's obviously.
Yeah.
But Bubbles coming up, ain't that funny? Hair leaving his body? That's hilarious, right?
I do a lot with comedy and jokes, and I can't find it.
No, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I was trying to figure out, too, because I'm like, maybe I'm losing my touch. You know what I'm saying? Like, been doing comedy a long time. Maybe I've lost my touch. I don't know what it is anymore. Maybe that's hilarious. I don't see it.
A joke before, and
I don't see it.
The structure is very unique. I'll say that.
It is. I mean, and that's fine. You know what? Jokes don't all have to be the same structure, and I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah.
At the end, though, the punchline needs to be something better than the bubbles were coming up and he died. That's. I feel like that just is maybe it's the rule of threes. Maybe one other thing has to be there. Bubbles, he died, and then something fun. I don't know what it is.
Maybe some spit or slobber. Maybe
it's missing something, right? Just something.
We can workshop it. That's all.
Workshop
Try it. Give it a shot.
It could just be in the setup. You never know. That's the thing. Sometimes it's just too wordy of a setup.
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll get into it later.
In front of a live audience, it might work. Try it.
When we're done with the show tonight, we'll workshop it. Me and you, okay? We'll figure it out. We'll get to the bottom of this. So they're saying first-degree murder. Is this first-degree murder?
Yeah.
The law says, in Louisiana at the time, when the offender has a specific intent to kill or inflict great bodily harm and is engaged in the perpetration or attempted perpetration of armed robbery. That's first-degree murder.
$30.
$30. But they killed him the second time.
Oh.
So they're going to argue that, no. Those are separate acts.
Yeah.
We took his $30 and didn't kill him. We just left him there. 4 dead. We thought we killed him, but we didn't.
Yeah.
Then we left and came back to get the knife, and then, a whole other separate thing happened. Which I feel like if it's in the same day, it's the same thing,
Yeah. It's within a couple hours. But also, just because your first attempt wasn't very good doesn't mean that, you know what I mean? This isn't the same attempt. Yeah.
They thought he was dead.
Right.
Like that's when they run.
You didn't go back to kill him. You went back to get the murder weapon.
Exactly, because you thought it was there.
Right.
So they say, quote, in essence, the defendant argues that he was not engaged in the perpetration of an armed robbery at the time the murder was committed. We already had his money.
Yeah.
Nothing left to steal. Defendant contends that the armed robbery and murder were 2 distinct acts. They're different. I mean, they might as well be on different days with different people. They're totally different.
There's your punchline.
That's the punchline.
There's your joke, friends.
The setup Exactly.
Yeah. It's just like, sometimes Dane Cook's act isn't very funny on spec, but with the act out, then it gets funny.
Well, it's still not funny. It never has been, but
That's
people
when
bought it for a
found
while. People bought it for a while.
They needed the hip gyration.
That's what it was. More humping. So the defendant contends that the armed robbery, there are two distinct acts. In support of this theory, defendant emphasizes the fact that the victim was abandoned after the initial assault and robbery.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a hell of a guy. I left him for dead on the side of the road by a swamp.
Now it's getting funny, guys.
Now I'm a bad guy? Jesus. When the defendant and his companions drove away to the defendant's trailer. So that's his thing. Like, I'm fine.
Where he's kidnapped two women.
Yeah, where he has two women essentially kidnapped. You're not allowed to leave or I'll kill you is kidnapping. Right. Last time I checked. And I'm locking the phone up to make sure.
Right.
I don't think that's voluntary. So Schilling and Billiot, they're going to try them together as co-defendants here.
Okay. Oh, so nobody's getting a lighter sentence.
No one's, well, that could be, but they're going to be tied together. Okay. So neither of them will testify during the trial, which is kind of standard for this type of thing.
Yeah.
Schilling's going to rely on the testimony of two witnesses to establish an alibi for his whereabouts on the night. He's going to say, I wasn't even there.
His car,
okay. Several people.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
The bar, he left with them. There's so much evidence of that he was there. It's not even funny.
For hating Italians, he's using a real mob tactic there.
He really
is.
is.
The bathroom.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I've never been to that place before. Especially when your co-defendant said, this is what he told me he did. And I was there, and so I know he gave me the details. I saw him dead.
I was in the bathroom.
I was in the bedroom. I don't know what you're talking about. So LeBlanc here, the one girl, the one young woman here, she's going to testify. She says that, now he's going to say her trial testimony, by the way. Schilling says her trial testimony is inconsistent with information contained in the police report. Okay. Oh. That's his thing where he's saying it's all fucked up. The testimony that LeBlanc gave regarding which bar room she was in at different points in the evening was at times inconsistent with the information she gave to the police on a police report.
Or it's exactly consistent with somebody consuming alcohol.
Going drunk and going to different bars. But she testifies in court and at trial here that she was not drunk at the time of the commission of the crime.
That'll sober you up.
I guess so. But in the police report, she indicated that she was drunk. But in hindsight, she's like, I guess I wasn't that drunk. But at the time, she's like, oh, I'm drunk. So additionally here, Schilling contends that the police report indicated that the witness here, Penny, was angry and afraid of him because she believed that Schilling had stolen $350 from her common law husband. That's who.
Is common law married too?
Of course. Every 22-year-old is common law married. And right? What the fuck is happening down here?
What's the law down there? Is it like spend 3 hours with a man and you're married?
If you don't pull out, I think you're married, right? That's what it is.
Yeah.
I see it dripping out of you. You're married now.
I cream pied her. That's my wife.
That's my wife. That's how you get one down here. She can't even help it. She says, pull out, I'm too young to get married. And I'm like, nope.
Stroke too long. You're my wife.
Right when I come, I go, I do.
We're registered at Target. Come on down.
Come on down. All right.
We're registered at the Pig.
Registered at the Pig. The Pig, Jimmy. Is that the Pig League?
That's right.
We've learned our lessons. It's the Pig.
Yeah, it's got a nickname.
So $350 from her common law husband. So that's his thing of why she's a liar, because she's scared of me because I stole from her husband. So she must be lying about me.
Okay. So she's going to pin a murder on me.
Yeah, that's what you do with people you're scared of.
Yeah.
Schilling further asserts here that the prosecution should have disclosed a missing persons report, which noted that Stash was last seen at 10 p.m. on the night of February 23rd, because obviously all the other testimony says that the murder occurred on the 20th. So if he was alive on the 23rd, it couldn't have happened on the 20th. So there you go. Done and done. Meanwhile, they just wrote down the wrong fucking date on the missing person report. That's all it was. The date was wrong.
That's easy.
That's it. But he said, well, couldn't have been. That's what it is. Sorry. I'm innocent. Bye, everybody. I'll be seeing you later. Tried to walk out of court.
Trying to run out on a technicality.
Jesus fucking Christ. So, yeah, the missing persons, there was an incorrect date of the murder is what happens here. That's all it is. So the court finds that the inconsistencies between the police report and the trial testimony are completely immaterial. Obviously, it's the same facts, just there's a wrong date written down. So it's not like a traffic ticket where it's like, that's the wrong date. I don't get a ticket. That's not what this is. It's murder.
Did that. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It works.
Yeah,
murder doesn't work like that. No, that's the thing.
They'll hang on to that one.
Murder, as Bunk says, murder stay murder. So that's how it works.
Fix the paperwork and we'll go forward.
So they said the testimony of prosecution witness Penny here was virtually unshakable despite rigorous cross-examination, and they said that the state reinforced the testimony of the two young ladies by linking Schilling to the crime through the presence of assloads of physical evidence and other witnesses too.
Yeah.
So they say, now he also says you didn't disclose, the prosecution did not disclose an agreement that you had with LeBlanc, so I shouldn't be convicted. Should be a mistrial.
Yeah.
Okay. He asserts that the state failed to disclose an agreement that it had with LeBlanc. He says that the disclosure of this agreement would have allowed the defense to show witness bias. Like she was just doing this to get out of something.
Uh-huh.
Something, obviously, lots of prison and stuff like that must be. So to support this contention, Schilling produced 2 handwritten documents purported to be letters from LeBlanc that are completely unverifiable and everything else. They're not notarized. Nobody knows if that's her
it's
that
just
wrote
paper
it.
with words on it, right?
Or if he found a woman and was like, "Will you write in a girl's handwriting? Write this, please," and then told her what to write.
Right. Love Peggy.
Love
Pamela.
Pam. Yes. Yeah. Pam. So the supposed agreement addressed minor charges for public drunkenness, resisting arrest, quote, refusing to move on, simple battery.
Yeah.
These arrests were all put before the jury. They told them, isn't this true? And on cross-examination, LeBlanc admitted that she was to be tried on a charge of prostitution as well. That was going through the courts. Yeah. She denied, though, that she made any agreement with the prosecution.
Oh.
Which she might have, and a lot of times they'll do that. They'll go, well, we can't make a deal with you after the trials. That way
There's
you
no
can
deal
say
right now. Yeah.
But later on, I'll go to court and say, give her time served and fucking kick her to the curb. You know what I'm saying? So... But it doesn't matter. She denied that she made any agreements. The state denies that any deal was made, and that's that. So they go to the jury. It's they have all these witnesses and all this physical evidence. It's not a lot of, his whole defense was, it's the wrong day, and he was still alive until 3 days later when he was missing, so it couldn't have been me, which is a terrible defense.
And the cops are going to be nice to her. I need to go home.
I need to go home now. So the jury instructions here, they say that in order to convict him of first-degree murder, this is what they say, that they must find, the jury, that, number 1, that these people killed James Stash.
Sure.
Number 2, that they acted with the specific intent to kill or inflict great bodily harm.
Sure.
And that the defendants were engaged in the perpetration or attempted perpetration of an armed robbery. That's first degree. Second-degree murder is... they must find that the defendants killed the victim and that the defendant acted with the specific intent to kill or inflict great bodily harm, and that. So that's pretty much all that is there. Okay, that's first or second. Okay. So that's how it works. Now, the verdict for Schilling is they have verdicts. They're both guilty of something. We know that. Yeah. Let's find out what they're guilty of. Schilling is found guilty of first-degree murder.
Yes.
So he's first degree.
Ooh.
Hillbilliot, you, sir. Or no, not yet, sorry. Yeah. Guilty of second degree murder.
Yeah.
Him. So here's the sentencing here. Schilling, well, the judge is going to say it here. He says, you, sir, may fuck off. And he says, you are sentenced to life imprisonment without the benefit of parole, probation, or suspension of sentence. Life without. Yeah. Cunt bag, fuck off.
It's a long way to go.
A long way to go. Never going to see you again. Bye.
Yeah. I just want to give you the last words that you'll ever hear outside prison walls. I'm going to give you a lot of them.
It's a bunch of words, so really buckle up for this one, son. Now, Billiot here, they say, you, sir, may fuck off. Life with parole.
After how long? 25?
Don't know. I think 30, I think it is here.
Maybe. Louisiana, it might be 3,000. We don't know.
Who knows? But also, back then with the guidelines, it could have been life, that's 30, but then half of that, or fucking 20, it might have been 10 years for all we know. We have no idea. So Schilling's going to appeal this. here.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. He says that, number one, the instructions to the jury on the law of principles was constitutionally wrong here. So that's number one. He didn't say any of this, by the way.
No way.
The word constitutionally, he'd go, wow.
Consequentially.
Incidentally.
What's the word?
One of them European car brands. I don't know what the hell that is. So number two, whether Schilling was denied a fair trial because all potential jurors unwilling to impose the death penalty were excluded from the jury.
Yeah.
Whether the jury instruction on reasonable doubt was constitutional, and whether the prosecution suppressed exculpatory evidence and knowingly used perjured testimony. So that would be the evidence of the deal being made with Pam and all that kind of shit. So whether the prosecution failed to disclose that, there they go. So they said the exclusion of the jurors unwilling to do the death penalty. Apparently, he complained that he was denied this impartial jury because 6 potential jurors were excused for cause based on their lack of willingness to impose the death penalty. Yeah. They said the trial court took care not to automatically exclude potential jurors who verbalized reservations about the death penalty. 9 potential jurors in all expressed a reluctance to impose the penalty. After questioning each of them, the trial judge refused to dismiss 3 of them. Okay. So a third of them stayed.
Yeah.
So Schilling concedes that each of the 6 excused potential jurors indicated that he or she could not impose the death penalty under any circumstances. So they said that's his like main thing there. And they tell him, you fucking idiot. That's how shit works here. And you didn't get the death penalty either, stupid.
Yeah,
so
you got life.
You got life. It'd be one thing if he got the death penalty and they were excluding people, but this is, no, you got life. So the only thing he can really appeal is that his sentence was wrong. He tries to appeal on every other ground, but it's absolutely asinine.
Just because you're going to die in there doesn't mean you've got a death sentence.
No, exactly.
You get to live.
You get to live in there.
As long as you want.
As long as you can. Go for it. You know.
Keep going. You're doing great.
You got this, buddy. So, and then the other things were the jury instruction, which was stupid, and whether the prosecution suppressed they found out that there was no evidence to suppress because they didn't have a deal with that young lady. So I don't know if she ended up getting her prostitution charge dropped or what, but I guarantee you after this night, those 2 young ladies probably are more careful about who they go home with, I would assume.
Bet they changed their lives.
And also the guy in the back seat's like, I'm never falling asleep in public again.
I'm never drinking again.
I'm never drinking because, wow, I was involved in a murder and I didn't even fucking know it. That's the craziest part of this whole case. There was a participant that had no idea any of this happened while they were in the middle of it all. No clue. Someone was banging a guy's head against the car and he's just passed out. Not even.
Come in.
Come on, it's all right.
Hey, come in.
Somebody answer the goddamn phone.
It's open. Door's open. Leave me alone.
Fucking insane. That is, to me, the craziest part of this entire case is that a guy slept through all of this and had no idea any of this crazy shit occurred. I would go, he went to court just to go, wow, really? I did all that shit happen.
I just came here to hear what happened that night because I am.
Wow.
That was a fascinating dream. Listen, how big was this car? There was 6 fucking people in it, and one man was comfortable enough to sleep
for hours.
The whole thing.
Only thing I could think, it's 1981.
Yeah.
So it might have been a big, big old mid-70s boat. Yeah, big old boat for a big fucking Cordoba or something.
Monte Carlo, giant fucking brome of some sort.
Some big giant, who the hell knows, some rundown piece of shit. So that, everybody, is this insane town of Marrero, Louisiana, which it didn't even take place in. It's more like Lafitte, but that's okay. Who gives a shit? Lafitte. That is the Lafitte, don't fail me now. That is terrible. So that's a terrible case, terrible everything, and a lot of fun, unfortunately.
I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we talked about this. Nobody talks about this one, I'm sure.
No, this has never been on a podcast. No. It's never been on anything. This is one of those things that was a blip in a newspaper. Some kid nobody gives a shit about got killed. It's not like his parents came out, oh, we loved her. Nobody said that.
No.
He just, some kid that was a blip that got killed in the bar after the bar, and it just went away. And I mean, not that it's like that important, but I kind of like to find some of the ones that are like this, where
Yeah.
it's just a court document that you can find and then go find. It lives on in these archives, and
a man needed us to tell this story because he didn't know.
because he had no idea. And I don't know what we don't even know his name, and
No.
I don't know. I can't find what the prisoners are up to. I assume Billy, it's probably out by now. It's been 40
gotta
years,
be, right?
So
Yeah.
he's got to be out by now. But,
Unless he turned
or
into
dead.
a complete piece of shit in there and
That's
just
the
got
thing.
more and more time tacked on.
Or he was killed, or he had
Yeah.
a disease, or who the fuck knows. And the Schilling, who knows? But either way, they're both 63, 64. They're not even that old.
least, yeah.
So that's not even that old. They could have more
Right.
time in there. Who knows? There it is. If you like that show, tell the world about
Yeah.
it. We always ask you, please get on whatever app you're on. It's an easy, free way to help the show. It takes 30 seconds. Leave a review on whatever app and just leave 5 stars and say something nice. We don't care what you say. It doesn't matter. It's not for our ego. It's just tell us the closest you've ever been to getting hit by lightning. There you go. Everyone has a story.
9.5 feet.
Mine's about 9 feet. I don't know if you can beat that. Maybe you can. I don't know. So check that out. Please do that. Head over to shutupandgivememurder.com today. Get your tickets for live shows. Chicago, August 12th. That's the big one coming up.
Yeah.
It's going to be our biggest show ever. We're doing a special show just for that. So, don't make us do all this work for nothing and not show up. So be there. Now, you're all showing up. Chicago's
It's going to
great.
be a big party. Chicago's
we believe
fantastic.
in you.
Yeah.
Get over there and come and see us in Chicago. And also Dallas, Philly, Atlanta, and Charlotte. Those tickets are available for later on in the year. Otherwise, everything else is sold out. DC just sold out, so get your tickets there. Shutupandgivememurder.com. Patreon.com/crime and sports. You definitely want to get that. That is where you get all the bonus materials. We put out a ton of bonus stuff. So you'll get like 200 back episodes of bonus stuff immediately upon subscription. And then every other week you get 2 new bonus episodes for the price of a cup of coffee. You can't beat it, goddammit.
So affordable.
It's the best value out there. So we're not ever raising that price. I don't care what goes up on anything else. That's staying the same. So
That's a Costco hot dog.
That's goddammit. It's our Patreon is our Costco hot dog, but it won't make you shit yourself.
Right.
So
It'll be much more enjoyable.
much more enjoyable. It lasts longer also.
It does.
An hour. The episodes are over an hour, or about an hour. So anyway, this week what you're going to get for crime and sports, we're going to talk about theme park disasters and amusement park disasters over the years, which is hilarious.
Lose your head with us.
Lose your head with us. There's some wild ones with some heads coming off. And then for small town murder, we're going to talk about prison riots and
Lose your head with us.
Lose your head with us. All the way back into the 1800s, people were rioting, and all through how prisons have changed and riots haven't really changed that much. We'll talk all about that. That's patreon.com/crime and sports.
Great.
And like we said, you get a shout out. Also, you definitely want to subscribe, not subscribe, but follow us on social media. We are at Small Town Murder on Instagram. We are at Murder Small on Twitter, at Small Town Pod on Facebook. So, and we also on the Threads one now too. We're Small Town Murder on there. So you got that
Threads
too.
is
Same as
terrific, it
Instagram.
looks like.
So get in there. Get in there and follow us. That way you can keep up on all the stuff and everything like that. And if a couple of tickets open up, we'll post about it and some of these shows. So get in there, do that, do Patreon. Your Stupid Opinions is coming.
It's coming. Yeah.
We swear to you it's
It'll be
coming.
right there.
We have it's done. Okay, the show's done. It's ready to go. There's business stuff that takes longer, and especially when there's a couple of disagreements on some stuff, and it's just annoying. And it's nothing, and nobody's fault. It's just normal business stuff. That's all. Very normal shit, and it's coming, and we can't wait to put it out because it's really good. And thank you everybody for asking about it. We can't wait. It's funny. It's one of these where both of us are kind of out of breath at the end of it from laughing. So you'll enjoy the show a lot. Your Stupid Opinions coming very, very soon to you there. So keep doing that. Listen to it. Also, if you want to follow either of us on social media, it's super easy to do that. Shutupandgivememurder.com has links not only to tickets and merchandise, but also social media, so you can follow us there. Keep following us and joining us and hanging out with us. Thank you so much for always doing that every week. Make sure to listen to the regular show on Wednesday. And, of course, listen to Crime and Sports on Tuesdays. Come on, everybody. Get with Crime and Sports. It is funny. We promise you don't have to like sports. Get in there. Do that. And until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure. If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
He was hip-hop's biggest mogul, the man who redefined fame, fortune, and the music industry.
The first male rapper to be honored on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy built an empire and lived a life most people only dream about.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But just as quickly as his empire rose, it came crashing down.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I made no excuses. I'm disgusted. I'm so sorry.
Until you're wearing an orange jumpsuit, it's not real. Now it's real.
From his meteoric rise to his shocking fall from grace, from law and crime, this is the rise and fall of Diddy. Listen to the rise and fall of Diddy exclusively with Wondery Plus